Sheffield is synonymous with steel, and so it seems only natural that Fiona's roots there have blessed her with a steely determination to succeed, and something that has given her a definite edge. Just as that town's steel industry has had to struggle in the face of what life has thrown at it over recent decades, so has this inspirational lady, also known as the Flying Pixie. Following years of hard graft as a music promoter, she is now investing much time and effort into developing her radio broadcasting career with an extremely engaging on-air presence that is backed up by her greatly detailed knowledge of Celtic music. Although born and raised in the heavily industrialised South Yorkshire, she feels drawn to another world, that of the Scottish Highlands, West Coast and Islands. She has moved closer and now enjoys the more rural life of North Northumberland, close to the mystical island of Lindisfarne. As well as her Flying Pixie alias, she is also renowned for her preferred footwear, Big Boots. It's clear that the feet inside these boots remain itchy, and she still harbours a long-term aim to move further north and west to the Scottish Highlands and Islands. Her passion for all things Celtic has led to her developing a unique style in her Big Boots and Celtic Roots show, which played out for a couple of years on Generate Radio CIC and is now firmly established in the schedule of another community radio station, Lionheart FM. Based in Berwickshire, just north of the English-Scotland border, Generate were twice nominated as Radio Station of the Year in the Scottish New Music Awards. Lionheart sees her now broadcasting just south of that border from Alnwick. Like the border reivers who roamed freely in the years gone by, paying little heed to the border, so it is that Fiona's shows transcend such borders and enable her to take her passion around the world, thanks to the wonders of internet radio. Hi Fiona.
Hello.
What came to bring a Sheffield lass to be so passionate about Scottish and Celtic music?
I do have Scottish blood in my genes, but I've just always loved the Scottish scene. I've loved everything about Scotland, and I've just always loved the music. I've been a big Run Rig fan for a lot of years, and I've discovered a lot of new music since I moved up here. And I used to come up on holiday to Scotland, and the idea was to come up here and stay and never go back. But I missed slightly by a couple of miles, but I'm near enough.
If you look back in the history books, far enough, this part of the world was in Scotland.
Very true.
Now, you did 2 years following on from me on Generate Radio with your Big Boots and Celtic Roots show.
I did, yeah.
And you've now moved that format to Lionheart Radio in Alnwick.
Yeah.
How's that going there?
It's going very well. It's still growing, bigger and bigger each day, and I have been told it's one of the most popular shows down there, and I'm just amazed with how well it does continue to do, and my audience seems to be getting bigger every week, which is wonderful. And it was great to be able to keep the Big Boots and Celtic Roots show on rather than have to change it, because it has become a bit of a phenomenon in its own right.
And I think that's one of the beauties of the internet side of the broadcasting, that it doesn't really matter whether you're broadcasting from Duns or from Alnwick, or you could be doing it from Melbourne or Rio de Janeiro. It's got the potential to reach the same audience.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got listeners sort of worldwide, and every week I've got a big German contingent, Scandinavia, I've got people out in America, I've got a guy in Australia who is actually an expat Scot, but he gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning to tune into my show every week. So.
Yeah, I think that there is a great passion for Scottish music and Celtic music around the world.
Yeah, from my show, he said he was inspired to start his own up, and he's now being picked up by a radio station in Melbourne because there wasn't anything like that in Melbourne. It's all networking around the world now, and it spreads it out.
So, in addition to Big Boots and Celtic Roots, what are your plans for the future with regard to music?
Well, I mean, I have done some managing of bands and booking tours and stuff. I'm laying off that a little bit at the moment. I am helping bands where I can, but I'm not doing that in the capacity I was before, because I'd like to concentrate on the radio side of things. I'd like to learn the whole lot of radio. The idea is I would like to put the show out there, freelance it as much as I can, and get word out about the show and just make it as big as I possibly can. And it's getting there slowly but surely.
Now, I know I've heard some Celtic music shows in the past, and they tend to be very, very conservative, shall we say, in their restriction to, it's got to be traditional Celtic Scottish music and nothing else will do, but you take a broader view of what is suitable for Big Boots and Celtic Roots.
I'm extremely diverse. It reflects off my personality into my music, and I mean my Celtic show is now including rock music and even the likes of Captain Beaky, for anybody who remembers that stuff. But I have a mission each week to, if I put something in that's not classed as Celtic, I'm determined to find a Celtic link within it. When I played the Electric Light Orchestra, it was a case of they've got a cello, which is an overgrown fiddle, which makes it Celtic.
Sounds works for me. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's become quite a good thing. People are now sending me songs on purpose to help me try and find the Celtic link within it. So it's become a good thing, you know. And of course we have the Gaelic Spot of the Week, which is always fun.
And any artists out there who would like to get their music included, how could they get in touch with you?
They can email MP3s to me at fiona.fpp@gmail.com, or they can also email me to get a postal address for CDs. I'll take either. I do work with both, and I'm always very, very happy to promote any new music, and I'm always on the lookout for new stuff, so the more the better as far as I'm concerned.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you.
In addition to her regular input on Big Boots and Celtic Roots, Fiona has produced a number of excellent specials, one of the most memorable from my point of view being the one devoted to Runrig. During a trip to Germany to catch Runrig gigs in Bochum and Cologne on consecutive nights, she was able to record an interview with Runrig drummer Ian Bain, aka the hardest working drummer in show business. Thanks to her hard work promoting it in advance of its airing, it attracted a record number of listeners to Generate Radio, with stats recording that it was being streamed from at least 69 exchanges worldwide. My show was on air immediately prior to it, and I remember watching the rapidly rising stats, which certainly put mine to shame that night. Another memorable special was that for German band The Seer, with whom Fiona continues to work. This band has a large following in their homeland, but are little known in the UK. That's just another challenge for this powerhouse, as she set about changing that by previewing the 7th studio album in advance of its release date in its entirety. That show also included a live hookup via Skype to chat to the band. During the Skype link, they added to the occasion by playing an exclusive acoustic version of Sirens from the album Wide-Eyed Walker. She also broadcast the Tyree Music Festival special, which covered the 3rd Tyree Music Festival, and early in 2013, yet another trip to Bavaria, which enabled her to put together a further special on The Seer as they played an annual hometown gig in Augsburg. Right, so we're on the beach at Lindisfarne now. We're quite close to where you live just now.
Yeah.
But you're not satisfied, really. You'd like to move further north, get across the border, is that correct?
I would, yeah. I tend to have itchy feet anyway, but I mean, I do love it here, but it's just not quite close enough to where my roots lie, I don't think. So.
And which part of Scotland would be your ideal location to live?
Hebrides, I think. Yeah, Hebrides. Only in Hebrides, although I've got a soft spot for Tyree now. So
right, on the islands rather than on the mainland.
Yeah, I would love to live on the islands, yeah. So.
Despite all the logistical problems of being there.
They can be overcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just remoteness appeals to me, and it's too busy around here for me now, even though I'm a Sheffield girl, you know. But I mean, I'd be happy anywhere in Scotland, really. But no, the islands would do it for me.
Well, certainly the northwest coast is one of my ideal destinations.
Yeah.
But whether I'd want to live on an island or not, I don't know. But,
Skye would be okay because that's quite accessible.
But
you've still got the island.
It doesn't count as an island anymore since they built the bridge.
No, it doesn't. No, it's not the same.
But yeah, it's a lovely place. Skye.
Yeah. Just some spiritual pull there for me, I think, and I mean it all slots into place, the music and the passion for Scotland. I've got a passion for Scottish history as well, and I don't know, I'd say it's just in my roots. So